The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience. Happiness is not a goal, it is a byproduct. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. It takes courage to love, but pain through love is the purifying fire which those who love generously know. The giving of love is an education in itself. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. You have to accept whatever comes, and the only important thing is that you meet it with courage and with the best that you have to give. We are afraid to care too much, for fear that the other person does not care at all. You must do the things you think you cannot do. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Understanding is a two-way street. To handle yourself, use your head. To handle others, use your heart. The reason that fiction is more interesting than any other form of literature, to those who really like to study people, is that in fiction the author can really tell the truth without humiliating himself. A woman is like a tea bag. You can't tell how strong she is until you put her in hot water. Friendship with oneself is all important, because without it one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world. I believe that anyone can conquer fear by doing the things he fears to do, provided he keeps doing them until he gets a record of successful experience behind him. You wouldn't worry so much about what others think of you if you realized how seldom they do. Life is what you make it. Always has been, always will be. Never allow a person to tell you no who doesn't have the power to say yes. Do not stop thinking of life as an adventure. You have no security unless you can live bravely, excitingly, imaginatively, unless you can choose a challenge instead of competence. It is not fair to ask of others what you are not willing to do yourself. We all create the person we become by our choices as we go through life. In the long run, we shape our lives, and we shape ourselves. The choices we make are ultimately our responsibility. Since everybody is an individual, nobody can be you. You are unique. No matter what anyone says, you are you because of something in yourself. The only things one can admire at length are those one admires without knowing why. The giving of love and understanding is an education in itself. There is not human being from whom we cannot learn something if we are interested enough to dig deep. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. You'll be damned if you do, and damned if you don't. The greatest gift of life is friendship, and I have received it. It is better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. Beautiful young people are accidents of nature, but beautiful old people are works of art. People grow through experience if they meet life honestly and courageously. This is how character is built. You can often change your circumstances by changing your attitude. When you cease to make a contribution, you begin to die. I am who I am today because of the choices I made yesterday. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. It takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. Never mistake knowledge for wisdom. One helps you make a living, the other helps you make a life. The encouraging thing is that every time you meet a situation, though you may think at the time it is an impossibility and you go through the tortures of the damned, once you have met it and lived through it, you find that forever after you are freer than you were before. The most important thing in any relationship is not what you get but what you give. One thing life has taught me: if you are interested, you never have to look for new interests. They come to you. Learning and living go hand in hand. Ambition is pitiless. Any merit that it cannot use it finds despicable. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That is why it is called the present. It is not more vacation we need, it is more vocation. You must take responsibility for your own actions, but that does not mean you have to do it alone. The battle for the individual rights of women is one of long-standing, and none of us should countenance anything which undermines it. A mature person is one who does not think only in absolutes, who is able to be objective even when deeply stirred emotionally, who has learned that there is both good and bad in all people and in all things, and who walks humbly and deals charitably with the circumstances of life. Someone once asked me what I regarded as the 3 most important requirements for happiness. My answer was: a feeling that you have been honest with yourself and those around you, a feeling that you have done the best you could both in your personal life and in your work, and the ability to love others. Since you get more joy out of giving joy to others, you should put a good deal of thought into the happiness that you are able to give. Many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints in your heart. Hate and force cannot be in just a part of the world without having an effect on the rest of it. No matter how plain a woman may be, if truth and honesty are written across her face, she will be beautiful. The very next thing you need to be doing is the thing that terrifies you the most. I think that somehow, we learn who we really are and then live with that decision. Understanding is one of the rarest things in the world. One thing I believe profoundly: we make our own history. We shape our own lives. We create our own successes. If we make ourselves strong, we make ourselves better able to serve. If we fail, we can only look to ourselves for the reason. The only things worth counting on are those things you can count on when things are not going well. Do one thing every day that scares you. It is not wise to think that we can do it alone. We do not accomplish anything in this world alone. And whatever happens is the result of the whole tapestry of one's life and all the weavings of individual threads from one to another that creates something. When you adopt the standards and values of someone else, you surrender your own integrity. You become, to the extent of your surrender, less of a human being. Never be bored, and you will never be boring. It is a brave thing to have courage to be an individual. It is also, perhaps, a lonely thing. But it is better than not being an individual, which is to be nobody at all. There are practical little things in housekeeping which no man really understands. Justice cannot be for one side alone, but must be for both. We must do what we think we cannot. Every time you meet a crisis and live through it, you make it simpler for the next time. You grow stronger, and the fear is diminished. All of life is a constant education. There is no human being from whom we cannot learn something if we are interested enough to dig deep. We must be willing to learn the lesson that cooperation may mean compromise, but if it brings a world advance, it will have been worth the effort. If you lose money, you lose much. If you lose friends, you lose more. If you lose faith, you lose all. You develop courage by doing courageous things. Courage is just another word for growth. Each time you learn, each time you try something new, you gain courage. Freedom makes a huge requirement of every human being. With freedom comes responsibility. For the person who is unwilling to grow up, the person who does not want to carry their own weight, this is a frightening prospect.